Here at the Gamers Cave, we do our very best to be family friendly at all times. However, this video may contain subject matter that is not suitable for all ages. A parental advisory is in effect. Thank you very much for your time.
Hi folks, your friendly neighborhood dungeon master here, live up close and personal. This time we're going to do something completely different. We're going to do what is commonly called a recap episode. So, Mr. Patrick here.
Hello.
Is going to rattle off a bunch of questions.
Okay, so we get to do this kind of in an impromptu way. I think this is going to be more fun. They all know the questions because I'm a really bad interviewer and I have to get them pre-approved because I'm not interviewing the president or anything. But we have to have fun with this. We don't have to be in character. I get to be myself for a change. So, we're going to go around. We got 3 easy questions, and we're each going to answer each question consequentially, and we're going to talk about it. So, like, whoever character, we're going to talk about, like, why it's their favorite person or their favorite moments or whatever. So, we're going to have some fun. So, Ethan, we're going to start right at you, because we're going to go around the table, and every question ends on the DM, on Mr. John. So, who's your favorite player character that's not yourself? This can include the 3 people that are obviously missing. This is my addressing that. They ain't here because they either couldn't be, wouldn't be, or shouldn't be.
Yeah, that's fair. So probably my favorite character would be Josh's character.
Aries.
Always fucking with everyone's
But what about now that he's lawful good?
Now that he's lawful good, he's actually screwed with him more.
Exactly.
That's fair.
Yeah, when he was the not lawful good, he was kind of all over the place. He mostly just pissed me off.
That's fair.
He pissed my character off.
Yeah, he pissed us off a lot.
The mountain got us killed.
He went from messing with our minds to do good
But he's still
in our
fun.
minds.
And messing with your, and he won't leave our heads alone. Yeah, I could. Yeah.
He's still fun to play. Definitely.
Brandon?
Who's your favorite character, not yourself?
Oh, okay.
Your turn.
I'd say my favorite character so far
Player
is probably the best.
Eldon.
So I think I like the way that you're going with your character build. You seem to be becoming pretty comfortable, even slowly comfortable with your character.
It's all imagination.
And in your smaller group interaction that you have is really enjoyable with your 2 companions that you already have with you. So you're doing really well with it. So I really want to see where you go with your character. So, yep.
Lucas, what about you? Who's your favorite player character?
For mine, it's hard to decide between Mikhail and Josh, but I think I would go with Mikhail for the simple reason of I really like how the dragon mechanics coming through. We had thought about it and talked to John about this, but I love how it's going through, especially when all of a sudden random things are happening, especially when I get to poke a shoulder and then get punched into a wall. That was really fun.
Way to make things just kind of implode on the party. Everything just kind of goes to hell.
No problem. Patrick, what's your favorite?
Jeez, I've thought about it a lot, and I'm completely undecided. I really like Hawkins' character. I'm not gonna lie.
That's fair.
I love that he tried to keep Ares in line, and now that Ares is lawful good, it's the other way around.
Well, he also doesn't know what to do anymore. His one goal was to keep him in line, and now he can't.
Like, I really like that character. The other character that really I'm intrigued with is Travis's, Roar.
Roar
Dinosaur. Roar Dinosaur.
Roar Dinosaur.
That character is really fun. A little know-it-all-ish for me, which I know is weird for those of us that play another game, but in this one, it's kind of nice to have somebody like that since we've got a lot of meatheads in this party.
Yeah.
Tia, what about you?
Well, speaking of Rara, that is actually my favourite other player character, just because I've never actually seen Travis play a female character before. So, and watching, this going on, it's not only is it just like a nice change, but I do just like the character of Rara and her dynamic with Ares in general. Just because, like, I think so originally they said, like, before this even happened, like, yeah, we're going to try and go for the Tormund and, like, Brienne of Tarth kind of deal. But I think it's kind of gone past that now.
It's really way past that. It was there for like half a second. It's just Josh and Travis have taken it to a different level. Because Travis is like, I'm not interested. And he's just like, you're going to be how you doing? Like
Ares around Rara kind of reminds me of like the Twitter Twitter like stands like interacting with like their favorite content creators. Like the creators could not care less, but like the stands are just like, oh yes, give me more, please.
Yeah.
Give me your bathwater.
I bet that's why some people were sad when he was just gone for an episode.
Yeah, I think
We were in honesty, I think a lot of us were just like,
yeah,
we missed that little bit of mechanic in there.
That little dynamic is really interesting.
yeah.
Peanut Gallery.
Who's your favorite character?
Your favorite player character.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I haven't watched it enough, but I like where everybody's going. Honestly,
That's fair. And then John.
Oh,
Mr. DM.
oh, good God, where do I begin? There's this huge menagerie of characters that is just practically brilliant. And it's very difficult in order to nail down maybe 2 or 3 because everybody is just indulging in participation
Yeah.
all at once, and it's great. Rar, for example. Well, Ares, oh my God. Trying to negotiate with the Demon Queen of Spiders herself.
Yeah, that is fair.
That was genius because she was about ready to eat him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For that night.
Yeah.
You would almost never saw that character ever again after that one night.
That would have made everyone sad though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like Aries.
but no one would actually figure this out.
No.
No.
Okay, but he played it so well. Okay,
Then he got away with his life.
he got away with his life. Mr. Eldon the Vast. Oh my God. Dude, keep going. Don't stop.
You got it.
And finally,
Oh.
And finally, you.
there's a fourth in this. There's a fourth in this. Your character evolution,
Oh yeah.
it has to be chronicled.
Yeah.
It is very good.
It's like drinking 100-year-old scotch with a slight flavor of very old cognac behind it.
Interesting.
That's
I don't know
what
what any of
that's
that
what it has. Behind it.
And now I'm thirsty.
But God, I mean, it'd be near impossible for me as a DM because for me this is a DM's delight.
When
There's no
when
excuse
everyone's
for me.
participating.
Oh, all at once. You know.
I imagine with other games that we have talked about, everyone participating is a welcome change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, this is the flagship. For me, this game alone. And it's like, it just allows me to have another canvas in order to paint another word picture, present it to you guys, react to it as you will. I get the feedback, I work with that, and present it again. It's kind of pretty much like a cyclical effect, and that's how I roll.
Yeah.
So,
So for those of you that don't know this, actually, before we do any recording for this, we actually sit down as a group and we just kind of talk out things that we're seeing that are either like, we pointed out that Brandon and I are loud as hell, because we are,
We pointed out that Tia and I are very quiet.
which you are. And we are able to take the feedback that you guys give us, the genuine feedback that you give us,
The
and
constructive
The
criticism.
construction criticism.
constructive criticism.
the stuff we're actually gonna fix. We can because we can fix that. You guys help us a lot with that because in editing, I don't watch it back. It's 3 hours of footage.
Yeah.
So I don't watch it back. I get things cut together so it's all one cohesive unit. But the people that pointed out the little things that we can work on and us pointing out things to each other, like if people are going too far or like crossing lines with interpersonally, we're able to dial that back so it seems seamless to you guys without breaking the immersion for you. And I feel like that is probably the part of it that's a DM's dream, is that he's got a group of people that are willing to listen to each other and actually work together and aren't murder homos.
That's true.
Except for maybe Eldon with gnomes. Except for maybe Eldon with gnomes.
The difference between that though is that Eldon doesn't do it to deliberately dick over the party.
No. No.
I don't think anyone has.
We don't have a murder hobo.
No, I don't think anyone in this party has deliberately gone out of their way to try and dick over the other party in favour of themselves. I don't think anyone here has done that.
The only one that would be arguable about that would be Josh's character when he was chaotic evil.
Right, but that wasn't. With a difference there between like.
He was lawful evil.
Yeah, that was. But that was his character though. That wasn't. That wasn't him as a person trying to.
He was doing what the character would do.
Yeah, there's a difference there.
In the same way that, like, my character, he continuously keeps running away from all these dangerous tiefling things. He doesn't want to die. That's about it.
He also noticeably keeps two of the strongest people in the party close to him at all times. It's very character driven forward for everybody, which is great. And we almost don't talk about it.
No.
Like, that's the wild thing, is we don't really have to think about it too much. We just kind of do things. And like, it's weird that the interactions between Brandon's character and mine are as positive as they are.
Yeah.
Because we are totally different people.
Well, think about
as characters.
Think about like this.
Yeah.
Okay. Brandon's character and your character have the same goals in mind. Okay.
Yeah.
The only difference is that how are you getting to those goals?
That's fair.
Okay.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That is very fair.
That is something I think is very dynamic. And it should continue.
Oh yeah.
I like my future character evolution. It sounds fun.
Yeah, because of the fact that, hey, these two things actually work together.
Yeah.
It's
surprisingly so, actually.
And it's not this or this, it's both.
Yeah.
And I find that refreshing.
The interesting thing, like, that I find is based on the leadership, like, how his character comes across to me, is that it's a very leader-focused thing. But whenever there's a battle strategy, it's almost like he diverts to me. Like, okay, this dude knows what he's doing in a fight. I'm gonna listen to the little dude. The little dude just knows. I'm gonna stick with that.
He does do that because that is
but when it comes to diplomacy, I completely lean on everybody around me because I am not diplomatic. I'm kind of a dick.
That's why you like me so much.
Well, my character understands the importance of teamwork, and there's not exactly, with a group our size, there's not necessarily any reason for one person to try to lead the entire group in every situation.
But when it comes to like combat,
combat situations,
we lean to me. When we go to diplomatic stuff, I lean on you three. When we go to magical stuff, I lean on the twins.
Yeah.
When we need information, we've got this one and Rar. We've got a very interesting dynamic as a group, which is awesome. I think we should move on from talking about team dynamics now, and let's talk about DM characters. What's up?
I should just get like a statue of a gnome and put it in your
No, okay, so full disclosure, for those of you that don't know, gnomes actually freak me out. Like, in legit, no joke, I hate those silly little things. Gnomes creep me out. Please don't do that to me.
Sergeant Mike,
I really don't like gnomes.
He's not talking about, like, real living people.
Garden gnomes, I want to take back
things. Yeah.
No joke.
Artificial things.
I have to stop from committing vandalism every time I see a garden gnome.
Sergeant,
I'm not kidding.
No. Sergeant might cast illusion in your room that is a gnome. Just
people will die.
just one gnome.
Moving on.
Anyway. Okay. Ethan, favorite DM played character. DM controlled character.
It's a hard choice between Spinner and Franklin. Because they're both good.
I like both.
I feel like for your character, Spinner would probably be it because Spinner loves your character, maybe a little bit too much for your liking.
Kind of a love-hate situation.
Spinner kidnapped me
multiple times.
That was
kept you
hilarious.
safe though.
Yeah, he did keep you safe.
Yeah.
And warm. Probably.
But notice he did not eat you.
Yeah, that too.
yet.
He likes you.
Yeah, he likes you.
Or he was playing with his food. I don't know.
Oh no, you haven't seen Spinner on a full rampage yet.
I don't think I
can't wait for this.
Hell yeah.
I want Mikhail to see this.
Perfect idea.
Arius is going to lose a house.
Mikhail sees it.
What is she, Transformer?
Brandon?
I'd have to say probably I do enjoy my interactions with Joey.
That's
I was surprised that you went with your character being gay. I really did. That really caught me off
He's
guard.
actually pansexual. So.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
That makes a lot more sense.
Pansexual, yeah, I can see that.
But he's just seeing my character himself actually, from where he came from, you know, his past and the thing that in the history that I built with him is that, you know, he kind of just enjoys the Joey character in and of itself because he's so open with his personality and being where my character came from. He couldn't do that.
Yeah.
So therefore, it's refreshing for him to be around someone who's not only, you know, attracted to him but masculine as well. So,
But
it kind of gives him an opportunity to be somebody he's not used to being.
the funny part about Joey, he's based on a real life person who I came across in high school. Yeah, because of the fact this was an openly gay teenager, which was rare in the 1980s.
Yeah.
Very
Oh, yeah.
rare. And I was sitting with him in photography class, and we were going through GQ magazine.
Yeah.
And I was, well, young, impressionable, and he said, "So, what do you dress other than jeans and t-shirts, John?" And I was like, "Jeans and t-shirts."
Yeah, that's fair.
And he says, "Boyfriend, come on, we're doing shopping."
Oh my gosh.
And it went on from there.
So
taught me-
legitimately Joey.
Yeah, he taught me how to dress. Literally.
That's good. It's
So-
nice of him.
Yeah, he was a sweetheart.
And then I came in.
Hi.
And he means that in more ways than one.
And I remember Joe vividly, and to this day, he was just a part of my life, and that never stopped.
Fair.
It's good.
What about you, Lucas?
By far, Franklin. Not even a question for me. for Sergeant, without question, his best friend outside of you two in that entire place is Franklin. My Sergeant's interactions with Franklin is one of my favorite things that happens, is just because they're so like-minded, but they do completely different things.
Here's where the idea of Franklin came from. Okay, follow this logic.
All right.
He is based totally on the hospitality of Franklin, Indiana.
Oh. All right.
Neat.
No wonder he's a bard.
And I've always saw Franklin, Indiana as a village of dwarves. Don't ask me where that came
Is it because
Bars
there's so
and
many
churches.
bars?
Yeah, bars and churches.
from. Bars and churches.
I just thought it was because there were a lot of short people, but
That's what I was thinking too for a second, but I'm like,
but I compare that to me, and that's not really a fair comparison. I get that, but like it's just how I've always seen it.
I mean, the 6'4", everyone's short.
I'm 6'6", so yeah.
Yeah, and
Same
then there's
difference.
me. of
Yeah,
course.
definitely.
And then on top of all that, I said to myself, what if I could personify all that in one character and have him as a dwarf?
it works perfectly.
It
for
does,
Franklin.
yeah.
I actually like Franklin. I really do.
Franklin, I thought about it for a while. The only other person was.
We talked about this earlier. Darius.
Darius. He was the other one. I had Darius was the other one, but like by a mile, Franklin. Just everything that he does with my character, I love it. It's so much fun just to play out.
You
like,
have good interactions with him.
yeah,
So
just playing out
that's-
this little scene of like Sergeant just trying to live day by day, and Franklin doing the same. Like that's how it feels most of the time, and that's just how it works.
And of course, Franklin is brewing his own beer down in the
And
basement
it
of the
tastes
mansion.
Well, and that
amazing.
doesn't hurt.
Yeah, no, Sergeant loves having a nice cold beer with Franklin in the morning. Patrick.
For me, it's probably going to surprise a lot of people. I really like the Khan of the Unicorn Clan. He's actually my favorite.
Oh yeah.
Believe it or not.
You love him.
Me as a person, me in character not so much, but me like out of character, I think the character is interesting. He strikes me as someone that isn't going to strike someone in the back. You're going to know if he wants to fight you, he's going to fight you face to face. And I really like that kind of character that's so direct. I love that because I'm a pretty direct person, as everyone at this table will tell you.
Yeah. Which
See,
is
John
good.
doesn't even have to say it; he just laughs.
It's a good thing.
Like it's
Nothing
just
wrong with that.
that's how I approach my day-to-day life, and I really like characters like that. I've always felt drawn to them. So I really like the Khan of the Unicorn Clan. Surprisingly, probably to everybody here.
Ironically enough, I took the history of Genghis Khan.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, Mongolia was totally expansionistic from the Pacific all the way to what is now modern Poland.
Yeah.
You know, and the funny part was, in trying to think of a good foil for the characters, especially for your character.
Am I really that hard to write for?
No.
That's the thing. You're not hard.
It just flowed by itself, and it was like perfect.
I feel like if anyone, it would be Ethan and me and maybe Hawkins that would be the three hardest to write for.
But you have to understand him because of the fact he could be your best friend or your greatest enemy.
Yeah.
For me, it's seeming like
Just
it's
like
going to be
Genghis
both.
Actually, no. For you,
So he's
for,
accepting up to a point. As long
for
as
you,
not
in all
crossing.
honesty, it
The
would
cross will
probably
take
be the
their heads,
first,
but
because he
other
seems
than that,
very
he's
much
more
like,
than accepting of all the
are
other
you
cultures.
powerful?
Yes.
I respect
So
you.
as long as the cultures pay their taxes.
I feel like for the con, Eldon gets along with him probably the best out of anyone because he just full on respects him more than anything.
That's what he wants.
Exactly. Like
Oh yeah, because I stood up to him. The first thing I
Eldon
did was sit
respects
down.
him, and the con respects Eldon, and it's just a mutual respect that they're going to be good friends. I feel like.
Potentially.
Maybe.
Maybe, and
Or he's
until,
gonna try to
until,
kill
they,
me.
until they want to try doing something, and then you tell them to stop, and then he wants to kill you.
He doesn't like being told no, and I told him to sit down and shut up. So I'm already on his bad side.
And already he's just mystified by this halfling telling him to sit down and shut up.
Now, in fairness, the only person that had a very surprised face on seeing the half-elf or the halfling with a glaive was the con.
Yeah.
Everyone else was just like, "Do halflings do that?" The con was just like, "That's why."
Oh.
That's why. Okay.
Tia, what about you? Your favorite?
It's a toss-up between three characters to me. So, first off, Darius. Then that's kind of tied with the Dragon Empress Keying.
Queen.
Yeah, she's cool.
Crying. That's it. I have a different binder.
That's a
for me.
very cool one.
And lastly, Joey, but for a different reason than Brandon. So Darius, I just think he's an interesting character.
Yeah.
I'm very much a person who thinks, I don't think elves are overrated, but I do think there's a very, like a kind of like stereotype that gets kind of attached to them where they have to be, you know, like almost like fairies. And I don't think that's right. And I don't mean like...
Sorry, I don't think she saw me, but...
But no, like, you know how I mean, where it's very much like that Lord of the Rings, like, kind of like, oh, we're so mystical and
It's not their fault they're
delicate,
drawn that way.
And, like,
Yeah.
I'm so sick of that stereotype, and Darius is not that at all, which is
No.
what I like.
He brutally murdered someone.
Well,
just
yeah.
on the side of the road. Just...
Well, he also just dropped a human and a gnome into a vat of acid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's that,
Introductions,
and that, and also Darius is a
Oh,
complex
also
character, and I do
introduce
love
yourself.
characters who are a little bit more complex than just like, or they have like a little bit more to them, but they don't want to reveal it like all right away, which kind of leads also into the Dragon Empress as well. She reminds me of like, almost like a grandmother type figure, which I know she was Darius' adopted mother, which makes sense, but I remember when we were all first introduced to her, I remember the whole group was basically on like walking on pins and needles, and then in the back of...
We weren't. Everyone else was, but we weren't.
Yeah, I definitely was not.
I was just being respectful.
Well,
Yeah,
then
I was
in the-
trying.
And then in the back of my mind, it just kind of reminds me of like, well, no, I don't think she really wants that. So that, and also thinking as Mikhail, this is, you know, a very young person who's slowly like dealing with her curse, and then you have the Dragon Empress who's kind of seen what she's been going through. So really, she's the only person in canon who can kind of sympathise with like what Mikhail was sort of going through at the very least.
Yeah.
And then finally Joey, because so Joey initially, because we first met Joey through Mikhail actually.
Yeah.
And when that first happened, instantly I was reminded of, I forget his name, but he's got like grey hair and he's on Say Yes to the Dress. He's like one of the general managers or something. But every time, like, I was always reminded, like, well, he always went out of his way to make the client feel, you know, as comfortable as possible. Because I was fully expecting to go into that dress shop and have to do and just get like kicked out or something. I don't know.
Create a panic.
Yeah, that too. Just something like that. You know, traditional D&D conventions, I guess. But no, and ever since then, Joey has sort of become a favourite staple character, and even in other games we joke about, you know, like, oh,
let's bring Joey.
let's bring Joey.
That actually happened.
What was it in not in Theros? What other games did that happen in?
We talked about it in Star Wars.
Star Wars.
I tried to convince Josh to bring him to Harry Potter.
Yeah.
That didn't
as
work.
one of the shopkeepers he
Thankfully,
should have been.
It was funny.
We've had him.
We all really like
He
him.
is a constant joke through all
Yeah.
games that we play
He
now.
seems like
A
very
good
believable
joke.
character.
It's not a joke
He is,
making fun of
yeah.
people like
No.
of that persuasion.
No, it's because
It's a joke like, would he actually fit here? No, but it would be
Well,
really
there
funny.
is-
This Joey, going back to Joey again, this is my homage and thank you
Yeah.
To a friend.
To a very good friend.
Well, the reason why we bring up Joey so often is because, like, whenever there's any sort of formal event in any single game, that's the character we always jump back to. It's like, oh man, if only Joey was here, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Or
He's so useful.
it's out of love.
Yeah,
It
it's a
is.
great character.
or
And he's only been in like 2 parts.
Yeah.
or if we just want a character that everyone agrees is just a fun character to
Yes.
talk to. Like Joey is a person that everyone can agree in every single game that you play. If he's in the game, we are going to love to talk to him and just
Yeah.
see what his reaction to this world would be.
But yeah, those are my 3.
Fair enough. Peanut Gallery?
So, ironically, when we're talking about Joey, in my Star Wars campaign, there was a very flamboyant Wookiee
Oh right, yeah, I forgot about
that
this.
was also a playoff of Joey.
Yeah.
So that was my homage to you, but also it was fun playing Joey, just the voice. He also reminds me of a old friend of mine that basically taught me the motto of look good, feel good. And that's why most places when I go, they actually call me Mr. GQ, because one, I read that magazine too. And,
It's a good magazine.
and
Yeah, it is.
I mean, what did I do for you when I was talking to you about the Italian shirts and stuff? Like what I thought
Yeah.
would look good in. So I take a deep respect for Joey in that, because
Yeah.
in a very, I don't want to say non-homoerotic way, I feel him in me as well.
Yeah.
You relate
It's a
to him.
nerd.
I relate
Yeah.
to him, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, look good, feel good, and that's what Joey is kind of presenting.
Mm-hmm.
He's helping people in
And
the
then
way
Mr.
he knows how to.
Yeah.
Mr. DM, which one is the character
why is
that
it
you like
Darius?
playing the most, and why is it
Who's
Darius?
Darius?
No, I said, which one is your favorite and why is it Darius?
Darius Lord Lefay is his full name and title.
Right.
So he didn't take his stepmother's last name?
No. Yes and no.
Oh.
Lefay. In Dro, the words L-O, it means the son of or daughter of Loth.
Oh, okay.
Okay. That's what Darius is. Okay. Now, coming from very diabolically dark origins, he is hell-bent in trying to make the Dro people independent
Fair enough.
as their own separate nation. But on the same note, he is hell-bent in trying to undo the damage that his mommy did.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Don't check. You guys
There's method to his madness.
Yep.
But those are his 2 main goals. And Military Acquisitions Incorporated is a tool to those goals.
So what about his adopted mother? How was his, that's what he's doing right
Kuan
now.
Yin and
Affected
Loth
by that.
have a history.
I could guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say, I don't know if we really, I don't want to hear that history because I want to learn that in
Same.
character,
Yeah.
in an actual game instead of.
I feel like this is
Talk.
J.K. Rowling over Grindelwald and Dumbledore situation.
Not
Or
bad.
maybe like a Odin with Loki kind of situation,
Yeah.
where it was, the frost giant's
Yeah.
son, and then he brought him.
Okay, that's fair.
And Kuan Yin took pity on Darius because Kuan Yin in Chinese mythology is the Queen of Heaven.
Okay.
Okay. And of course, the Emerald Empire is my interpretation of China. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And it's this massive confederation of clans.
Yeah.
And of course the player characters are teaching them, okay, this is not how you do it, you know, you're supposed to be play nice, you know. And then all of a sudden the tieflings.
Yes, play nice like the community
Put everything
wants.
Now, in fairness, I run away from that as fast as I can. I don't want my character to turn bad. I like him being
Oh,
just.
no,
Okay.
no.
Yeah.
I like my
Just
Trust
I
the
fully trust you. I'm afraid for my character's life because I really like Sergeant. But if this keeps going on, I feel like he'll die. I trust you that he probably won't.
He won't.
Okay, he won't die
Yeah.
from this. He can still die, but he won't die from this.
Your character and his character are pivotal in this.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm excited to see where it'll go. I'm just afraid for my character's life because I very much enjoyed playing Sergeant.
I found role playing that I enjoy rolling with the punches a lot of times when I'm a player. So when situations come up like what's happening with us,
Mhm.
I kind of like to use it to not necessarily change my character, but like mutate his situation. So he can still have his same goals, of course, and the same character, be who he is, but go about things in different ways. So it kind of changes your role playing that you do. It can be really fun.
Right.
So.
What else do we?
Alright.
Okay, last part. Your top 3 favorite moments from the entire campaign. So you've got 5 episodes to pull from. These will change for the next session, fun fact, but it's for the 5 sessions before the recap,
Yeah.
essentially.
I didn't know it was only 5.
You've been here for all 5.
We have
I
played
know.
5 separate sessions.
You hurt me.
Yeah.
I have bad memory.
Come on, Zach.
like-
Alright. Number 3. What's your third favorite?
You don't have to be in any particular order.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
Just 3 favorite
just
moments.
3 favorite moments.
One of my favorites is me just getting what about twice.
Oh,
In the
yeah.
same session.
It's
That was in the same part.
Session. Just,
Not even like 20 minutes apart. You got wrapped up, and then you got wrapped up again.
I'm pretty sure I got unwrapped, went up, got wrapped up again.
Yes.
Yeah. You went to go join the fight, and Spinner's like, no, my plaything.
Well,
It wasn't Spinner. It was a different spider.
one of the spider clans.
Oh, that's right,
Yeah.
that's right.
Oh yeah.
I just get undone, I'll go up,
And then
get
spin
done
a.
again.
Dab it again.
And then when you were wrapped up, Spinner took you away again.
Yeah. Because
Alright.
spiders, then probably Josh turning this chaotic good.
Lawful good.
Lawful.
He went to
He
lawful
is lawful good.
He had a complete flip.
Yeah. Just completely devastated character. Just like, I
Yeah.
feel good.
You saw the color drain from his face. That was my favorite moment. He just goes,
I have to change everything about me.
He just wants to.
he like didn't know what to do. He was like in like mild panic. And then he was hoping giving it to Brandon was gonna change him, and it didn't do anything.
He hasn't tried giving it to Hawkins yet. He hasn't tried giving it to another drow.
Let's not out
I
that
don't
yet.
think Hawkins will even take it.
No, I think you will.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a way.
Here we go.
I know the only one I know,
Hawkins
the only
is-
drow that I know will not take that sword is Darius because he knows exactly what that does.
Well, what's his
Wouldn't that get him out of his
anyways?
mindset though?
Yes and no. Yes, he is secretly a follower of the other deity.
Yeah.
You know, but he kind of wants to be his own person.
Okay. Fair enough.
He could probably make the save.
What's the third one?
The third one, it's kind of hard to choose between Edon's big fail against the gnome, Eldon's big fail against the gnome, and just Franklin's reaction to Giant Hole.
Oh,
Both of those were great.
Yeah, they were really fun.
Yeah. That's fair. That like
Yeah, those
I'll take a 2-parter on that. That's fine.
Yeah.
Brandon, what are your 3 favorite moments? I gotta change mine now. I want to change
don't.
mine.
Let's see.
Don't change your opinion because someone else has a
I
similar
think
opinion.
my first favorite moment would be, well, I won't go in any order then. So probably when Spinner went ahead and scooped up.
That is
that
a
was
very
enjoyable.
fun moment.
He was like,
I think that's
you know,
universal.
grab my
across the board.
knives and it like just walked over them.
I like got all my equipment, put it on, left out.
Let's see.
What?
And everybody just watched. Nobody helped you.
I Like, no one did anything. Everyone was just like.
The other thing was, none of us questioned it. We just saw it happen and we went, that makes sense.
No one questioned it when it first happened.
No, even then, I didn't. My character was just like, okay, that happened.
I think then our interactions on the airship. So the entire group, that was really fun.
That was that one.
So coming across and learning about maybe the way that the tieflings are being treated in the other country and such.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For whatever reason it is. So it was really fun to see everybody else's interactions and such with that. And then the third one, in the introduction of the Empress. So it was really fun for everybody.
That's fair.
That was actually kind of chilling.
It was
Yeah.
really pretty cool.
Yeah, that gave me goosebumps. That was a good one.
So mostly because as a DM, I've done a lot of research anyways of my own. So whenever I figured out, or whenever you told us that she was actually a celestial dragon, I was like, "Fuck,
We're all gonna die!"
I'm like, okay. So that kind of changed the situation here. So I was like, all right. So I was like, I'm gonna start enjoying my time with this lady. So and her interactions with your character was really cool. So yeah, those are mine.
So for me, one of them is also Josh getting turned to lawful good.
Yeah.
That was just hilarious because none of us saw that coming. It happened and everyone went, oh, this is gonna be fun. Trying to mess with them now. From now on, it's gonna be so much fun.
The second time John done it in a campaign.
And a third is coming.
So another one. Honestly, it was so. Mikhail first got her spike on her arm, and we just poke. Oh god! Into a wall.
Back call.
That was great.
I thought it was a great call. I thought it was funny.
Up until you ended in the wall.
Yeah, personally, I thought that was a great call. Character-wise, that was a horrible decision.
That is
Bad
just
choice.
another brick in the wall.
Actually. Alright, let me out of here.
And then another one that I don't talk about that often, but I really did like. So in the first combat with the gnomes, we made that road of ice. You slid down first. I came down behind you, sliding. And after playing Bardic Inspiration, I turned it around, went for a full mace swing, completely missed and fell off the ice. We both failed that check.
That was so bad.
It really was.
I passed the check to catch it. I passed the check to swing it. So we're gonna miss. That was bad. I forgot lucky, which is the worst part. That I completely forgot a natural ability. I won't do it again.
Yeah,
I'm so bad at this game.
Yeah, no, so me just completely whiffing on the first time I've used a mace in any game ever. I just found it funny. It was just miss and immediately fall onto the ice. Because I was like, I'm gonna look really cool just sliding down and slamming one. Oh no. Alright, Patrick, what's your three?
So my three are okay. So we made this whole battle plan. Like this was a long moment, as far as moments go. But like, okay, so we made this whole battle plan of how we were going to get this gnome's head, and it went to crap immediately.
Yeah,
No one.
All I heard in my head was like, in hindsight, all I hear in my head now is, "I'm gonna take the shot." Why?
So, people that don't know, that is a quote that John made in a different game, and now it's a joke that we also put into Ember, like Joey.
And like in character and even out of character, I'm just screaming in my head, just wait! Patience breeds success. We've got the thief in the corner, he's in position. We've got the guy making a distraction on the street with the Mikhail and a cleric there to protect him from anybody's stupidity. And okay, so it all went to shit. So the tiefling, he walks in, just balls ablazing, dick swinging, kicks the gnomes around, and then I charge in and miss. My moment comes and I don't hit anything. The whole moment is so infuriating, but so funny.
Who was it who knocked over the stuff and caused a fire?
That was you. You started the fire.
Yeah.
She ripped the gnome's head off, spine and all, just decapitated the dude.
Just on Sub-Zero Mortal Kombat.
She sub-zeroed, Eldon went boing. It was a moment.
My character wasn't sure what was going
Alright,
on.
what's in the next
Everything
one?
was happening.
Let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on from one that makes me crazy.
Ring.
The next one is so I'm shaking it up a little because I have a lot of favorite moments. I had 3 picked out, but I want to shake it up with new ones.
And all 3 were said.
All 3 have been said. The next one is actually telling what's his name, the Khan of the Unicorn Clan to sit down. That moment was really fun because I felt the entire group like was either preparing to fight or like he's fucking starting a race war.
We were
This is the second one. Why is he doing it again?
No. You didn't start one.
I tried to start one with the gnomes. I missed. I tried to start one with the Emerald Empire.
Well, no. Darius
didn't
is
do
the
it.
one that told us to start the war with the gnomes. You just agreed with it immediately.
I just was very gusto about it. Well, no, because I almost did it in the opening town too.
That is true.
And with the drow. Oh my god, I start a lot of race wars.
That would have been my fault because I kept poking you to tell
Yeah, you
to
did
start
poke the bear.
gnome.
So that was another moment. I really enjoyed was having him sit down because I was like, we're gonna start a fight in the middle of the dining hall.
I was
Darius is
fully
gonna lose
ready
his
for
mind
it.
because all I could hear in my head was Darius is probably drinking a lot right now.
He's going that bastard.
But it worked.
It did work out. It did work out.
It worked out really well, surprisingly. I think that surprised me the most of everything. And the last one is just the hole in the ceiling. I can't not talk about this. Blowing a hole in the ceiling. Darius I'm in the courtyard with Darius when this happens. Just crying, giant hole in the ceiling. Franklin's like weeping because he has to fix it. Mikhail's, I'm so sorry. I give up my room and have to go deal with the Unicorn Con. Yeah, it was a moment.
It was a very fun moment.
There was a lot that happened in that whole situation.
What we all learned also, Mikhail does not like spiders, and that might go good for us.
And Ares is not happy about that whole thing. I told you
Darius
guys to
was
love
very
spiders.
mad about the spider.
It appeared in my room. It was its own fault. I'm like, okay, Mikhail, cool. Way to flex, bro.
But he's not going to question you either when you just blew a hole into the ceiling.
By accident. What are you gonna do on purpose? I ain't finding out.
Hey, Tia.
Okay, so this is actually really early on. I don't know if anyone actually even remembers this, but your Sarge's first performance in the tavern
I remember this.
immediately fails. So he gets up on stage and he starts like doing the whole
Yes!
and then just immediately get off the stage.
You
awful! You suck. First roll.
And-
It was like one of the first rolls of the game.
It really was. It was very early.
Yeah.
And the best part was, no one forced me off stage, so I just kept going.
They were almost about ready to lynch you.
They were. I was just like,
Oh.
no one's
And we did nothing.
this.
We did nothing to protect you. We were just like, it's your own fault.
Well, no one had said that they were going to start a fight, so you guys didn't need to.
Right.
So there was that. Well, just because of how early on that was, and just because that was like one of the first rolls of the whole
It really
game,
was.
Like,
It was
that
very memorable.
Yeah, that, and then my second is
Starting off
probably
strong.
not. This isn't really any particular, but Mikhail's conversation with the Dragon Empress, just because that.
That
It
was very interesting.
It was a nice like character moment, and just like full disclosure, I write as well, and that from that I got the idea for a story I wrote, like kind of detailing Mikhail's backstory. Because full disclosure, I went into this game where normally if I come up with a character, I'll write out their backstory ahead of time. Sometimes it's about a page, sometimes it's a novel. But for Mikhail, I was dreading it because I was like, oh god, I don't have anything for this character, this is going to be awful. And then as things kind of went on, that moment like has really helped me to flesh her out since. So that's one of my like personal favourite moments.
Haven't you always played spellcasters? Isn't that what you
No.
told? Oh.
Not always.
What was the main thing that you had played before?
Warlocks.
Warlocks. So,
Yes.
like, a spellcaster.
Being a monk is different.
It is very different.
You were playing a very different character, and when you were telling us you were so worried that you didn't know how to play a monk, you've done it excellently.
Yeah.
I think everyone can agree. Like, in all honesty, I think everyone in the group has played their characters excellently. It's just some have had more spotlight in the moment, so
I mean, we're only 5 parts in, so
Yeah.
not everybody's gonna get a bunch
everyone's
of stuff.
going to get some more and more spotlight as we keep going, and it'll shift from person to person each game. And something that we don't tell the camera, something that we do, after every session, we have normally at least 4 or 5 of us talk about who was our favorite character in that specific session.
And why?
And why? And
Yeah.
and not a single one has been the same character twice. All 5 sessions has been a different character.
And it's typically just the character that has been the focal point of that session.
Yes.
So like for session 1,
It was
me, and that was flattering. And I did, like, I'm happy, but like I don't.
You
I
didn't-
still to this day don't think I deserved it.
We all agreed. You did.
But looking back and watching the tape, yeah, it makes sense because the focal point of that story of that session was me.
in the same way
Because
that
I brought everything together militarily. It made sense.
And
Session 2, it was
Josh,
Did Josh get it?
It was
I thought-
Josh.
It was Josh. Okay.
because session
yeah.
3 was him.
And then third was
Travis,
Roar, and then fourth was
Mikhail.
Mikhail, and then 5 was between you and Brandon. It was pretty split.
Yeah.
It was pretty split,
And then,
which is awesome because you two were the focus point. So it made sense that it would be split. In session 4, it was mostly Mikhail's story because she blew holes in walls and
She
killed
kept
spiders.
destroying everything.
Yes.
So it
Session-
made sense.
Session 3, we met the Dragon Queen, and the only person that knew anything about it in character was Travis.
Yeah.
So it made perfect sense why Travis was just like,
And Ares came out of his shell.
Yeah.
And we really got to see what Ares was capable of, and it made sense. So like, sooner or later, we're gonna get everybody's character into that role, and it's great.
it's very exciting.
And the fact
And you
that
have played your
Ethan's
monk
character is
perfectly.
growing so much too. So
Yes.
as well as him as a role player. So he's
Yes.
actually a very young man. And he hasn't played a lot of these tabletop games. In fact, I think he started playing them at our store here.
No, I
So-
played like 2 more before then.
But
Two
but
games.
still,
So I mean, still, he's very inexperienced, but he's also
So
coming
am I.
along very well. So.
you haven't played a lot of full roleplay games. You have
Yeah.
played ones where like you've read things on a page and that's what you did. You have not done a lot of this type of one where we're just
creating your own
going
character.
with it.
Hey,
So
I'm
you've
really
done
new
very
too.
well.
It's okay.
Yeah. Anyway,
I've been doing this for like a
And
year.
Cheetah, what's your third favorite?
third favorite, it was just the whole session of the whole, okay, we gotta go assassinate these gnomes. Alright, we made a plan. That went to shit. So I was just sitting there and I believe I was like last on the initiative list and I was like, God, how can I salvage this? And then, yeah. I think that was like one of the last times we actually had the Mortal Kombat tournament as well. I think that was why it just came to like the...
It was. I think it was like the week before that.
That, whole-
yeah.
that moment of you ripping the gnome's head off, like even in my head, like me personally, I really enjoyed that. Everything about that just screamed to me at a
Well,
personal
and then
level.
even after that, I was standing, because initially went back to the top of the list, I was just standing there holding this severed head for like, what, 7 turns?
Yeah.
No, and the gnomes around were just freaking out.
Well, it was. You were standing there. You're licking your lips because you're like, oh, this looks tasty.
I remember my character just like, as soon as everything went to shit, he was just like,
I'm out.
Yeah.
You dipped out. That was the
No,
most
I
character
watched.
thing. Yeah, you just.
I watched.
you
was
just
like that.
backed away and you're like, well, this is happening.
Well, but everything went
I thought we had a plan. Whatever. I'm out.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
he's dead.
Yeah.
You
So-
achieved the objective goal.
Objective done. Yeah, it was funny.
We know you haven't watched a ton of this, but Peanut Gallery, what would you say is some of your favorite moments?
Well, I've really only got 2 that kind of really stuck out.
Go
so the first one would be the Kamehameha wave through the ceiling. That
Mouth Kamehameha,
Yeah.
just
was, I'm a fire in Malaysia.
How dry do you want it?
That one, and then the, because of like my love of like Kurosawa, old Japanese movies and stuff like that,
sure,
the,
Kurosawa. Oh.
the Japanese subtitle speaking.
and then
Yeah.
Which you might not have seen on camera. So because
no,
Not see on camera.
no one did see that on camera, but for us,
Yeah.
it is one of the favorite things about them speaking in that language is just seeing how they talk.
Honestly, I actually worry a little bit about John because when he does it, like I'm actually afraid he's about to have a stroke. Like I'm not even kidding because he just
gotta watch him.
like twitches a little on the left side and I'm like, I think he's gonna die.
Well, John, this is
just
like,
done.
help!
He does. He like shakes his whole body. I'm like, he's about to
You're
die.
entirely shaking. So, like, you started asking for help. I'm having a stroke. We wouldn't know. We thought you might think that you're being
Is
in
this a camera? I
character.
don't know what's happening. Defibs clear.
All that stemmed from the fact that I've watched way too many damn.
Yes.
There's no such
Yes.
thing as too many old Japanese movies.
There is
Oh,
not.
correct.
There was
Correct.
not.
I've seen and I still
I grew up watching
all my
those.
Bruce Lee movies, from Big Boss, Enter the Dragon.
Wu-Tang's Clan set.
Yeah.
Screaming Tiger.
Oh my god.
So Evil Ninja. Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, you chose two perfect things.
Those were
amazing.
They stick outs to me.
Alright, DM, what are your 3 favorite moments? Whether it's
Oh
you
my god.
putting us in a certain situation or us putting ourselves into a situation.
Both.
Oh, yes.
Both.
I've put us in a lot of adverse situations.
I have put us in a lot of adverse situations.
You've put yourself in a wall.
No,
I've caused a lot of problems.
No,
You
I-
caused problems for yourself.
I have poked way too many bears
That's
to
fair.
be alive.
Now the funny part is I cannot specify any one situation.
That's
I
fair.
can't do that.
You just love this entire campaign.
From A to current.
That's
So what are
that's
3
very-
moments that stand out in your mind?
Whoa.
What?
The first 3, when you think of this campaign as a whole,
Something
the first
comes up in
3
your head
moments
right
that
now.
you just go,
Yeah.
this actually fucking happened. This actually fucking happened. Oh my god, that happened too.
Did that happen?
Let's see here. Tia blasting a hole.
That has
that-
everything, yeah.
Everyone loved that.
That was one. Let's see here. The introduction of Darius himself.
That was a
Yeah.
very good one.
Yeah, Darius was good.
He is such
Killing 2
he is
people in
such
cold
a
blood
good
right in front of
character.
you. Just
But then-
introductions matter, people.
But then you and me just being like, I see this as a win.
I see this as an absolute win. I get to kill gnomes.
Introduction time.
This is what I do. This is business, you know. Don't
Yeah.
take it personal.
Yeah.
Death is
And
death.
I don't.
Do you?
And finally, believe it or not, the next stage.
You're so excited for that. We have talked about this outside of things. Like a few of us have talked and
I'd
John,
be surprised.
I'm so. We haven't talked about what will happen, so I have no idea what's going to happen. We have talked to John about what he's thinking about sometimes, and he's just every time. You guys don't ever see this. Every time we talk about it, he gives us this devilish grin of just, oh no, yes, exactly.
That, yeah.
That is not on camera, and you'll thank us for that later.
Yeah, no, he gives us this such a big grin that we're all afraid for our lives.
Yeah.
Well, you know what the motto is: when the DM smiles, it's already too late.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly.
But he was smiling before this campaign started. Oh god, we're all gonna die.
Yeah, no, we're not afraid for our characters' lives, really, but it's more of we're afraid of what's gonna happen.
Do you know why I smile like that?
Horrifying us.
Because you're
You're a sick, sadistic bastard.
Yes, I Thank you.
Anyway,
Too much mafia work.
The truth be told, this is my thrill.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This is my drug. Okay. I can't beat that.
No.
You know, because it's like being on a roller coaster with no protection.
no.
yeah.
You know, and you want to be thrown everywhere. This is what I get every time I would sit here, DM screen in front of me, a shit ton of books, character sheets, and it's like, game on.
Yeah.
Time to mess with these guys.
That's my drug.
Now, the thing is, we're afraid for our lives, and I give us a devilish again, but none of us are not smiling and enjoying it.
That's true.
We are all,
Yeah.
whenever we see him smile like that,
We know we're about to have some fun.
we know
Yes.
we're gonna have so much fun because John weaves amazing stories. Everyone agrees by far in the shop, John is the best DM. I don't think anyone disagrees with that.
I love you, thank you. Many people will take RPGs so critically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, why are you taking this damn hobby so critically? It's almost to the point you're not having fun.
Right.
And that's not how you do it. Don't take this thing seriously.
No.
Okay? There's only one purpose, and only one purpose only. To have fun.
Yeah.
That's it.
And I think everyone in this group that is playing can agree. Everyone is just enjoying how the game is going. No one is questioning on how things are played. No one's questioning on, I question on if I play Sergeant right, but when I'm in the moment, I don't question it. I just play what I think works. And it always seems to go the right direction.
And
How
that's
does
how
that
it
feel?
should be done.
I second guess everything I do as Aldon.
And that's how it should be done.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, some people will take it so far they could quote the book like I would quote scripture, any scripture for that matter. And I'm like, no, stop. Think, just play it.
Yeah,
I've played
Just play it.
two main types of games when I've played role-playing games. I've played games where it's like this, where we're just playing a character, and that's all that matters to us. The story's being told around us, and we're playing our characters in said story. I've also played I made a character, it knows these things, that's it. I'm going to move through dungeon to dungeon to dungeon.
Yeah.
Doing little bit of roleplay, but mainly just dungeon to dungeon to dungeon.
Dungeon crawling.
Yeah.
And that's not fun either.
I enjoy it, but by far, I have more fun with this. The other one is fun because with your friends, you might be like, all right, I'm going to let off some steam. Me and my friends are just going to beat up on some random things.
Murder hobo.
Yeah, exactly. It's more murder hobo, not in terms of against the party, but the party against the world.
Yeah.
And this one, I feel like I'm just a person in the world, just a slightly more important than most people person.
Yeah.
And I very much enjoy that more than I'm just going to kill things for fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a difference between this game
Yes.
and what murder hoboing
Yeah.
is. You're killing for a purpose.
Exactly. I enjoy playing our role-playing game more than I enjoy dungeon crawling in Pathfinder or D&D or whatever.
Any other game.
Yeah,
No.
any other game.
Now, the whole thing concerning the corporation, go on YouTube. Okay. Look up under Jameson's Travels.
Yeah, this is something that everyone should listen to because when he says something like this, do it. It makes perfect sense as to what he's trying to point at.
And in Jameson's Travels, he does an episode called Superpower for Hire.
Okay.
Okay. And he talks about the military-industrial complex, namely mercenaries.
So what we're being and
Yeah. And it is, believe it or not, considered one of the third most lucrative in the world, ranking right up there with drug manufacturing, pornography, and this.
mercenary. Yeah.
Okay. And basically, that's where the idea came from.
Yeah.
And if you saw on that video, it will shock you of how much real clout in real life mercenaries have done, even
Yeah.
up to this day.
Yeah.
And so I said to myself, it's you.
I think everyone can agree we are all enjoying this game to its fullest. No one is not enjoying themselves because, in all honesty, if someone wasn't enjoying themselves in this game, they just would stop coming in and stop wanting to play. And I think that shows you that, in fact, we added a person. That shows you how much fun people are having with it.
Oh, God.
And that's the last one we're adding. We're not adding any more because
we are not going to go beyond
that.
that. No, we are
We
adding,
physically don't have room at the table.
No,
not even just that. 8, I think, is a great number. I think 4 and 8 are the two best numbers for parties.
Yeah.
In terms of D&D, because when you have when you have 5 or 6, it feels like 1 or 2 people are just sitting there not doing a lot.
Yeah.
But when you have 8 or so, you'll have we have little groups that work together, and then they play a bigger part in the full group.
Right.
That's the idea. That's the idea I wanted it to be.
And that's why when we did
And
character creation, we built them in groups because it just made sense. It made it easier for
Make sure you give your
continuity.
character 10 gold.
Yeah, you gotta make sure you get the
Um,
10 gold.
So I actually have one question that I did not tell everybody about, and it's because of a question that he actually asked me a few weeks ago, and I don't even know if he remembers that he asked me this. What's a question you have about another person's character that doesn't pertain to the story right now?
Ethan, if you had to ask someone one question,
I wouldn't. I like how everything's going right now.
Just no questions about the characters' histories or anything? That's fair.
fair enough.
The only reason I asked is because of a question you asked me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, why is his nickname the Vast? When you asked me that, I'm like, oh, I need to come up with an answer to that. So I talked to them, and what we came up with was that it was actually a nickname given to me by Mikhail. So in battle, I take up a lot of space.
He does.
because I'm a little dude, but I have this huge, like 7-foot-long weapon. So they call me the Vast because I take up a vast amount of the battlefield from a very singular point, creating holes in their formations that just make it easy for us to one out. So like that would be like that's a question that like I've seen asked, and I figured this is the best place to answer that.
Yeah,
Because it's hard to come up with that question in character.
it really is.
Well, I have a question as well too for your character.
What's up?
So, do you think at some point Sergeant is going to actually nut up and tell Eldon about the situation that happened beforehand that caused him to lose his military ranks?
Absolutely not.
Guilty enough.
Sergeant will, not even because he's guilty. Sergeant will be afraid for his life if he has to tell him that. If Sergeant,
friend.
it doesn't matter. He hates gnomes that much that if he found out that the gnomes weren't the problem and I was the problem, I would probably die. And my character's number one thing is self-preservation. So knowing that I put all of his hate towards gnomes and not towards me, that will help me so much to survive.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
What about you?
For mine, it would honestly be Ethan. Is your character just a secondary mercenary as like an assassin, or do you live and completely work under Therax?
It's more like
Like, are you a mercenary that Therax has hired and you just follow him because he's hired you, or are you like one of his people that you just work
You
under
believe
him
in the
only?
cause.
You work only under him and no one else can hire you also.
Like you
more
believe in
like
his
this.
cause.
It's more, I'm just a mercenary for hire.
Okay, so
So-
like you work under him, but like
Yeah.
say in the future someone was saying, "Hey, I'll pay you more to kill someone else."
Well, there was a situation that brought him under my umbrella as much
Yeah.
of anything else. So it was protection that my character gave his character.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then in
So he gets
exchange-
payment and protection.
So he gets payment along with we understand each other's skill sets and
It's a symbiotic.
we've been through enough to where we work together well. So
That's fair. That's
I can't ask my question because he's not here.
who would you ask?
It would be for Ares.
What would the question be? That way, if we
This way he
How
can get
difficult
there.
is it to play lawful good for those?
Glorious. That's a good.
I want to know because
that's
that's
a very
something
fair
interesting, but like he's not here, so I can't ask him.
Well, I'll let Josh know to make
well,
sure he watches
well, what I mean
the
is,
video this
so
way.
at the beginning of the next video, if like that type of question or any questions that the audience wants to ask our characters,
Yeah.
we can answer it before we go into game.
Not now, okay?
So I think that would be a great way
Yeah.
to do that. Is
Okay.
just so if you guys do have any questions like we have for specific characters, just throw
Put
them
them
out
in
there,
comments.
and
Yeah.
and we'll look at them and see if we can see
We'll
if we have
come up with
answers.
answers for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It might be in the next recap. It might be in this one. Who knows?
Yeah, it could
about
be.
writing a history like you are too for my character.
Yeah, well-
it's like I keep on.
Yeah, we'll figure out sometime when we can answer those, and I think it'll be sooner than the next recap, just
Probably.
because I think just at the beginning of an episode before we get into before we go into the game, asking those questions might be a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mikhail?
I don't really have any questions, to be honest, so I'll just
Okay.
pass it on.
Peanut Gallery?
Any questions for any particular characters?
I have one question and it's for everybody.
Okay.
Would you like a grade?
Yes! Yes!
Oh,
Yes.
God.
So this is just a
Sarah would like
completely
to agree.
outside thing that has to do with the five of us. The Peanut
Thank you for
Gallery,
inspiring.
the
Roger.
John, yeah, Roger.
Why is it always involving my character?
You put yourself in these positions. All right. Execute order.
And I know you know all the answers, but do you have any questions about the only characters you don't have control over?
Actually, I don't have any questions. You know
I-
why? It's simple. I'm letting you guys play. Okay, I'm not gonna throw any strings or tell you
Yeah.
you do this
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
me. That's bullshit. You do you. Period. Okay.
I just meant about like, because like if anyone has any questions about backstories or anything like that that they want more explained just a little bit, if you throw it in there, we will always be able to answering it. But we don't want it to be where like we answer a question and then follow that directly. It's just in the moment. How do our characters play? We don't want it to be a fully scripted way of doing it.
Yeah.
We are doing it reaction based more than anything.
And if you have any DM questions, please, please, please feel free to ask. I'd be more than happy to answer them.
I think there's actually four DMs in the room right now.
Yeah.
So 3 along with
There's
John.
you, me, there's
There's Tia.
Tia and
And
Reed.
Patrick has too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Henry.
I did okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You did really good. You did really
For the
good.
material you were given, let's be real.
Yeah, for the material you were given, you did really
I
good.
guess.
God, I
Yeah.
want to get back into that game.
So that's our recap video. If you guys have any extra questions you want to throw in, please do. Anything like, even if it's just another like question like we asked of what's your favorite moment or character or anything, just throw that in. We'll see if we have any ones, or put in your own answers to those questions. Who's your favorite character, favorite GM character, and what are some of your favorite moments?
You've heard the questions. Answer them yourself in the comment section down below. Make sure to hit the subscribbles and the likes and all the other good crap that you gotta
Remember to hit
do.
that bell as well to get notified when the next video comes out.
I'm so happy I hired you. Good decision making, hooray! And
So this has been a very fun time. Anyone else want to throw in any final?
First things first. From the bottom of my heart, I want to say to every player who has been here, thank you.
thanks for doing this.
Thanks for wanting to DM a live one. We know you've never done one before. And
No.
And I think you very much enjoyed it too.
Oh my God.
Thanks
Every
for
other
being the god of this world.
Yes. Yes.
Illuminati!
Illuminati.
every other week I get a rush from this.
Yeah.
Every other week. And believe it or not, this is my gasoline. This is my go.
Okay, so we won't bring matches around.
Anyway, thank you for also watching.
Yeah. Thank everyone
And I
for
got-
watching and putting in their own comments and
I've
asking
got
us
one too.
questions.
So, I heard about last time somebody said the word senpai on here and what they sent to Patrick, so.
Don't do it! You're better than this.
Now,
I'm being nice.
From
Now-
there at senpai.
now what you should do is also take Mikhail's saying that, take that recording, and now Brandon's version, mashing them together and sending them to Pat for
That's
15
right.
hours.
Create an OND of our game with those for him.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that being said, if you guys have any creations, we do want to see them too. We know some of you guys have done fan art and have sent
Yes.
them to us as well.
Oh, really cool.
We will.
I deleted it. I couldn't explain that picture to my wife. I didn't know how to. It was wildly inappropriate.
Please send more of that. If you're writing anything, we also write too. If you guys want to see some of our written backstories, we can start linking that in the description. I don't think that'll be much of a problem.
I'm gonna
Do
try
you-
and do something
So here's the
that's
question. If they want to send things, do we want them sending it to you or to the Gamerscape overall?
Just
Just send it.
send it in the comments. You guys, if you guys come from my YouTube channel, you know how to get a hold of me. Just send me it don't send me bullshit. Just
Yeah.
No, send
no,
him
because
horrible.
no. The bullshit, you know what I'm talking about. Like screwing with me with 15 hours of O-Senpai, I don't care.
Yeah.
But like, because I'll just delete it. I don't care. That's easy. But like, if you have fan art, if you have actual concerns, like pitch is too loud or whatever, like actual critiques, that's fine. I'm making an executive decision, and I want you all to be aware of it right now. This is my way of telling you. If you send me an email that says you are not Critical Role, I am deleting your email. If you send me a direct message that says you are not Critical Role, I am blocking you. I am tired of that friggin' comment. If you leave it in the comment section, I will report it. I am done with it. I've had it up to my eyeballs. Everyone here, except for you, sorry, I left you out of the loop because you don't need to know.
You know, you're fine.
You don't need
If I have to hear it one more time, I physically can't handle it. Okay, I'm going to be frank with you guys. Please stop with that. If you don't enjoy it because we're not Critical Role, I have a very simple solution. Fuck off!
Watch Critical Role.
Yeah, you want Critical Role? Go watch Critical Role. We're just having fun.
Yeah.
Like, I told them I almost left this game because of stupidity. So I'm going to solve stupidity like this. I'm going to be frank with you guys out up front. If you send me stupid, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. You get blocked, you get ignored. I'm really good at that.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to do. I'm letting you know that now. If you have genuine concerns, leave them. If you have actual critiques, leave them. If you've got
Fan art,
fan art,
questions.
questions, all that good stuff. The fan art, go to my Twitter. Send it to me on Twitter. Let the world see it.
We want
Don't
to
direct message it to me.
If you guys have fan art, then what we might be able to do is we might be able to feature it at the beginning of our next video. So if you guys want to be in the next episode yourself, and we will credit you if you leave like your tag, like your Tumblr, your Twitter, or even your YouTube, we can do that as well.
Yeah, just
but if you want to
let
be
me know.
featured in the next video, we will shout you out there. We can also have, you just have to send to either the cave or either to,
just do it to me on Twitter. It's the easiest place to get a hold of me. It's @FusionYGO. Simple, done. Merry Christmas. The link to my channel is in the description, so you'll be able to find all that information over there. I can also do it on Instagram. It's on there too. Same thing, @FusionYGO. It's not that complicated. But yeah, just shoot it to me. I will show them the fan art. If you're sending me 15 hours of Senpais,
please send it to him still, but he'll show it to all of us and we all have to deal with it instead of just him.
No, I'll probably just still delete it.
Now this is coming from the DM himself.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm going to address this right now. Matt Mercer himself said it best. This is our game.
yes.
This is our voice. Okay. Everybody in the world already knows about the Matt Mercer effect.
Yeah.
And he believes it's wrong too. He even wrote an essay about this. And what I just gave all of you was the gist of it. This is our game. This is our voice. Okay. We're showing the world, hey, guess what? If we can do it, don't play it like us. But you can too.
Play it like you.
Play it like how you would do it.
Every D&D game is going to be different, but I don't want to get us too caught up on the whole Critical Role thing because it's just a downer in general. So, that being said, leave a like, comment it down below, link us your fan art, just make sure you link us your Twitter or how to get a hold of you so we can credit you. Remember to ring that bell, hit that subscribe button, and the links will be in the description as well for Patrick's channel and for Gamers Cave too. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you guys in the next one.
Have a good
one, everybody!
Yep, happy holidays.